Hey y'all, I'm sorry we are running late, but we are excited about this kingdom conversation all the way from Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. We've had some technical difficulties, as the old school saints would say. The devil has been busy. We tried to do this in our room, and our guest wasn't even allowed in our room. And I saw him going off in a whole other language. I didn't understand what he was saying, but he was going off on the security. And so Rev Maria's going to grab her phone and share this feed on all social media platforms. We're going to do the same. We're excited because for the last 8 days, we've been touring Egypt as a fact-finding tour. And next year, we're going to bring a group, and we have Mustafa, who is our tour guide, who is the handle all business, who is a Egyptologist, which means he's knowledgeable about all matters in Egypt. And today, y'all, we've been on the Red Sea. Today, we went to see the burning bush, the site where the burning bush was. Today, we went to see Aaron's grave. Remember Aaron, Moses' brother, tomb, where Moses' brother. Today, Mustafa pointed me in the direction because we couldn't get there. Today, I saw the place where Aaron held up his brother's arms, Moses.
And today we saw where the place where the golden calf.
Yeah, that's right.
And
was offered up. And good afternoon, everybody. I'm sorry about the lighting. You know, we're not in the studio. We're halfway around the world in Egypt, and we are just grateful that you're joining us. Come on in, as we normally do. I see some of you are putting your shout outs there in the chat. Please let us know that you're coming in the room and give us a holler, a shout. Please do share this on your social media. And welcome. It is 6:48 p.m. in Egypt, and this is Mr. Mustafa Anas, who is our Egyptologist, our tour guide, our part-time pharmacist. He's just generally been taking really good care of us.
And y'all see I got me a new turban to keep the sun off my head, and because we were in the middle of the desert today, and the last place we got to see, well, one of the places we got to see was the actual well that Moses met his wife, Zipporah, Jethro, and we were in Midian today. And so all of this happened today. So we wanted to bring Mustafa on so you can ask questions. We've got some questions for him that we've been asking along the way. He's taking us to Cairo. We did a cruise down the Nile River. We got to see where Joseph, and I posted the video where Joseph was sent to the pit, to prison and the palace. We also had to see the place where Moses was drawn out of the out of the Nile River, and the actual palace and the tomb where Ramesses II, who was the Pharaoh who battled Moses when they led the children out of Israel. And so I'm excited today. So drop your questions. We're doing this from our phone because everything that could go wrong, the way we would usually do it, didn't. Working out, messed up. And so I'm excited about this day. And Reverend, you got some questions?
Well, let's start with asking Mr. Mustafa to just give us a little bit of background. We're right now in Sinai. Well, we rode 2 hours to the area of Sinai. Can you give us a little bit of background of the historical significance biblically of where we are right now?
Okay, guys, first of all, good afternoon here from Egypt. My name is Mustafa Anas. I get the honor to be your guide. Yeah, my brother already and my sister as well. They are very lovely family in the States, yeah. And now we are friends together, brother and sister. And hi for everybody in the States. And your friends, they are my friends as well now. Mustafa Anas, I'm an Egyptologist. I have my master's degree in Egyptology, and I'm studying the PhD. Hopefully this year it's finished. I hope so, inshallah, God willing. That's why I say hello to everybody. I'm very glad to be with you on Lifetime. This is my first time to be on live. Yeah, even on my Facebook, never I did it before. But my brother, Pastor John, he asked me that, he requested me, and I said yes. It could be now we are at the end of our tour. That's why we had a conclusion about what we say here and what we already listen about Egypt and what we saw during our trip around 10 days. It will be tomorrow. That's why I'm very glad to be with you already on live show. Today we are in Sinai. We are in Sharm el-Sheikh. Sharm el-Sheikh, this is already like a city at the southern tip of South Sinai, between Aqaba Gulf and Suez Gulf. Aqaba is east and Suez is west, overlooking the Red Sea, where actually the highest mountain around the whole Egypt, here in St. Catherine, and already in South Sinai, nearby Sharm el-Sheikh, just 2 hours and a half driving. We did it today at the morning.
Mustafa,
Yes.
I wanted to ask you for our viewers why it's called the Red Sea.
Yeah, actually, the Red Sea, it's called the Red Sea for two reasons, guys. One of them, it could be right. Yeah, or it could be both of them, they are right. Because here, already,
It's not red.
yeah, it's not, yeah, it's actually, if you see the colors,
Very pretty blue.
that's right, very pretty blue, yeah. But the Red Sea, it's called the Red Sea. It could be because coral reefs, it's taken the red colors. Most of the coral reefs, they were already like red colors. This one opinion. Second, the mountains surrounding the Red Sea from each side, most of them, they are red colors. This is why they are in red colors. This is why called the Red Sea, because the reflections of the sun rays on the Red Sea from the mountains, it's taken the name, the red colors. This is why it's called the Red Sea, the Red Sea. Okay? We are today in Sinai, South Sinai, exactly at St. Catherine, where already one of the holy sites around the whole world, not just in Egypt. Why? Because this monastery, it was built from the beginning of the 6th century, called St. Catherine Monastery. Saint Catherine, she was grew up in Alexandria, beginning of the 4th century, and she died actually by already one of the soldiers of or her death. But afterwards, at the beginning of the 11th century, the Vatican declared Saint Catherine, yeah, monastery, this the current name, the new name for Saint Catherine. But the monastery itself, it was built from the 6th century, beginning of the 6th century by Justinian. He built two churches, one in Jerusalem, the other one right here in Egypt. Why? Because the Empress Helen, when she commissioned the building of a little church at the beginning of the 4th century, that's why much later, at the beginning of the 6th century, Justinian, he built a big monastery to protect the monks they lived there from the barbarian invasion.
And what makes this site so important, the St. Catherine's? What makes it so important religiously?
Yeah,
Christian?
actually, St. Catherine and Sinai and all Egypt, it's one of the promised land. It's one of the holy land. Even in the Old Testament, yeah, already mentioned Egypt many hundred times. We have many hundred sites.
I think you said 700 times.
Yeah, that's right. More than
Egypt is
seven.
mentioned
Yeah,
in the
more than
Bible.
700 times sites from Egypt mentioned in the Bible in the Old Testament. Yeah, even we mentioned many of those during our trip around 10 days, like Nof, NOPH. It means Memphis nowadays, not Memphis, Tennessee, guys. Yeah, Memphis of Egypt, where Abraham, yeah, the Pharaoh addressed him at Memphis, where Abraham been Egypt with Sarah at Nof.
Right, that's where Abraham said that
Yeah,
Sarah was
Sarah
his
was his
sister
sister, right?
and not
That's
his
right.
wife.
All of those things,
Yeah.
and we're going to encourage you to join us next year. We're going to lock a date down, and you can start paying. Again, now, I still have some spots left for those who want to go to Jerusalem with us in November. You can give up Thanksgiving with your family one time.
But the more important thing, guys, today, Moses Mountain.
Mhm.
That's why we built St. Catherine, because Moses Mountain, it's nearby St. Catherine Mountain. Moses Mountain, he had three names, not just Moses. Yeah, even Moses' name, it's Egyptian name. We had already Musa, son of the water. Yeah, Moses in English, Moshe in Hebrew, and Mushi and Musa in Arabic.
In Arabic, right?
In Arabic as well. This is why we have Moses Mountain nearby St. Catherine. That's why they built the monastery itself behind Moses Mountain, where Moses he received the Ten Commandments from the God, and already be already the whole world, believed in the God after Moses, and then when he come down, down the mountain, we found the children of Israel worshiping the golden calf like we saw today.
All right, so you got questions, y'all. Drop them in the chat. We're going to be here for a few more moments. Like I said, we've had the devil has been busy today. Did not want us to have this kingdom conversation. And so we don't want to tie up Mustafa because he's been with us since 7 a.m. this morning.
No. I'm very, very happy to see all of you guys, wherever you're gonna be.
And then Mustafa, because you are you and Muhammad are my Facebook friends, I'm gonna show you how to share it on your page so people can see it on your page.
We have to see if we can get Muhammad to come
as
on
well.
camera.
Thank you so much.
Muhammad may come on camera behind us.
Yes.
And this is the All Together. That's Muhammad, who's going to be with us as well. He is a school teacher and works for the travel agency as well. And Mustafa is full-time with the travel agency. And so he's working on a PhD. Has 4 children and is married. And Mustafa doesn't know, but he's in my sermon on Sunday, y'all. He's the intro for my sermon. He's the intro for my sermon and how he has tremendously blessed us. So we got some time for questions. So please drop them here. Thank y'all for the waves. But if you got some questions as we continue our tour of Egypt, is coming to an end. And we'll be back home Thursday night. As the old folks would say, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. All right. Time for your questions. Mustafa, go ahead.
No. Well, I was just going to say, yesterday we were in the Valley of the Kings.
Yes.
And I think you did some video from there. Yesterday we saw the actual mummy of King Tut. And I wanted to ask you, Mustafa, you know so much about everything Egypt.
Thank you so much.
You visited so many places. What's your favorite place to visit?
Luxor.
And why?
Why? Because Luxor has 1/3 of the monuments around the whole world in Luxor.
That haven't been stolen from Egypt and taken to Europe.
Yeah, that's right. And even we have like many standards of the Egyptology sightseeing in Luxor, and still version until now. Still, we have new discovery months per month, year per year. Every day by day, we had a new discovery in Thebes, which called Thebes, or Luxor nowadays. So Luxor is my favorite city in Egypt.
And Luxor is where we see Moses was drawn out of the Nile.
That's right.
That's in Luxor.
That's right. Could be Moses drew from the Nile River from Luxor as well.
Joseph Pit Prison Palace.
Of course, we saw tours of Joseph. It was from mud with straw. They were built, all of the stores from mud with straw. Yeah, same like the children of Israel built their houses from mud and straw. Same as the Bible mentioned that.
Is Luxor where we were? We also we met Nubians.
Yeah, Aswan. But they have relationship between each others. Even families or tribes, they lived in Luxor and Aswan as well.
We've got 2 questions, one from YouTube and one from Facebook. First question from YouTube is, what would you consider the most significant biblical site in Egypt? I'm going to tell you mine because you've shown me all these places. Now I want to hear from yours.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, in mine, actually, it's Sinai. Yeah, Sinai. Because this already the holy land around the whole world. I think this is the holy of the holiest around the whole world. Because why? All of the prophets, or most of them, been Sinai. From time of Moses, until the Holy Family passed on the same side. That's why most of the prophets been Sinai. That's why Sinai is the Holy Land in Egypt, even in ancient times for the Egyptian religion as well. They consider Sinai the Holy of the Holiest.
Mine, 2.
Yes.
First one was in Cairo when you took us to the place where Jesus, Mary, chosen.
Yeah, which called
When
the
they
Cave of
fled,
the Holy Family.
Cave of the Holy Family.
Under the Cavern Church or Circus Church nowadays, we have a cave until now. It's still underneath under Circus Church. The Holy Family stayed around 3 months inside this cave, but the Holy Family stayed in Egypt around 4 years, or exactly 3 years and 11 months.
When they were hiding from
From Herod.
From
Herod.
And
Remember
what
that
was
acid season.
moving from side to another side.
What was Herod's Egyptian name? Ramses, or what was his head?
It's about Herod name.
Mhm.
To be honest with you, it's Herod, not Egyptian, not pure Egyptian.
Okay.
But actually, some people make relationship between Herod and Ramesses II. But
Okay.
Herod, he was foreigner rulers, not Egyptian.
Okay.
Like Hyksos.
Mm.
Yeah, it's called Hikau Chasut in hieroglyphics.
Okay.
Yeah, they were not Egyptian. They came from Asia, not Egyptian.
And that's another thing I want to mention, that because we have this eminent Egyptologist here with us, he was reading the hieroglyphics in the different sites that we visited, and he could actually read the hieroglyphics and tell us the names and what was written and all of that. Very fascinating.
Thank you so much.
Second one was, and I got on our church, Muhammad and Mustafa has a prayer call
Yeah.
every day, Monday through Friday, where we gather,
Wow.
where we call in to pray.
Wow.
Today, and it's at 6:30 in the morning. So today, I called in on the prayer call.
Yeah.
Wanted to hear the members' voices. I wanted them to hear ours.
It was at lunchtime.
But it was at lunchtime,
Yeah.
and it was after you said, Pastor, further down this road, we're not going to be able to go there because it's too far away in order to get back. That's where Moses' arms were held up
Wow.
by
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so all of that came together for me. And those were, to me, my most,
your spirit.
my spirit, my
Yes.
two biblical, favorite two biblical places. We've got another question from Facebook. You mentioned that one of the drivers stopped in the middle of the tour to pray. Is that something that happens widespread in Egypt? And does the country shut down throughout the day for prayer?
This was
Yesterday,
Yes.
we were at lunch, and we had finished lunch, and we were looking for the driver, and the driver had slipped away to pray. And when we came in Luxor, and when he came back, he said, "I just come back to pray."
Yeah. Even if you remember last Friday,
Mhm.
I did the same.
Mhm.
I asked you and requested you, please,
Mhm.
sir. Yeah, when you stopped, and, because I heard the call of prayers and they started praying at this time. So I already, the Friday noon prayer, you have to do it on time.
Mhm.
But when you travel, we have excuse for doing that, yeah. But like you saw yesterday, the drivers and even me during the stops, we don't like to waste your time. I'm gonna pray at the restaurant or wherever I found the space and time.
And you also told us about, you also shared with us about there's a purifying process. We were in the bathroom today at a rest stop on our way back from the mountain, and I saw the young man not only washing his hands, washing his face, but he put water on his feet because he was purifying himself to get ready to pray.
That's right, and I told you that in Muhammad Ali Mosque, if you remember in the Citadel, I told you how to pray because we have you have to do that before you start praying 5 times daily. Yeah, you have to wash your hands 3 times, your mouth 3 times, your nose, all your face 3 times, your hand 3 times, your right hand and left hand as well, and then touch your hair and touch your ears 3 times. And touch your feet.
He did all of that today.
Or wash your feet if you don't did the purification before you wear your socks.
So how widespread is the adherence to 5 times a day in Egypt? How widespread is it practiced? I think that's what the question is asking. And does the country kind of stop during the different times?
No, it's actually it's happened in Saudi Arabia, but here in Egypt, because we have Muslims, we have Christians, we have different religions. So I not stop, but you can do that in your office, in your work, on your own. If you are free, you can do it in the mosque. But Friday noon prayers, it's a holiday for Muslims, especially for the government. or the people who gonna work at the government.
All right, y'all. We got time for a couple more questions. We don't want to hold up Mustafa. They've been out all
No,
day, and
no,
Muhammad,
I'm with
and
you.
we
Don't
are
worry
so
about me.
grateful that they are
Don't worry.
here.
Muhammad,
Muhammad,
Muhammad, what's your favorite place to visit when we're doing tours like this? What's most significant to you?
I think it's the pyramids when you get to ride the camels.
to the pyramids.
Uh-huh. Yes,
Riding
that's
camels.
my favorite.
Not be scary when you ride a camel.
The camel park, yes, that's my favorite.
All right, we're riding camels, y'all.
I did it once in my life, guys.
You've only ridden camel
Once in my life,
How many
yeah.
times have you ridden camel?
Several times.
Several times.
You also are climbing mountains too.
Uh-huh.
So.
Right. Okay.
It's hiking. You like hiking.
Muhammad behind us is working for the tour guide as well. Muhammad has climbed Mount Sinai.
And
Took
me,
him 3 hours.
I did it many times.
Done it many times as
I
well.
did it many times, yeah.
3 hours.
But
climb
not
Mount Sinai.
in winter. No, it will be in summer. It will be snow during the winter times.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow.
We got another question here. How do you train children to understand their faith and tradition in Egypt? And you have 4 children,
Yeah.
Mustafa. So how do you train the children?
It's actually this from their eyes. How come?
Mm.
Because actually, when they saw their dad and their mom doing that, they're gonna do it. Because if you learn your kids, whatever they're gonna do, it's very hard to do that. Now, even now, when we have social media and you know what's happened now, but they have to have to say their father and mother doing that. If they saw them doing the same and they have the same face and the same believer and they have the same open mind, accept each others and accept Christian, Muslim, Judaism. There are 3 religions, yeah, for one message for one God. That's why you have accept each other. If they saw their dad and their mom doing that, they're gonna do that by themselves.
Wonderful.
All right, y'all. We're going to take one more question and we're going to get out of here. It's dinner time, and we are grateful that everybody stopped, took time. It is 12, it's 107 in the States. And so we're grateful that you took time out to share with us as we wanted to share. And we're going to start dropping videos and pictures daily for all the deltas in the house, pyramids, and then Nile River,
Cruise,
cruise
Luxury.
down the Nile.
We were just on
Boat
for all
ride.
the environmentalists out there, everyone interested in nature. We were just on a glass bottom boat and we got to see
on the Red Sea.
Yeah,
on the
it's-
Red Sea, we got to see the second largest coral reef
That's
in the
right.
world.
It's called the Brain Coral Reef, guys. It dates back to more than 5,000 years old.
More than
It's the
5,000 years old.
Yeah, it's the second biggest after Australia, and it's the second one here in Sharm el-Sheikh, third one in Dahab in Egypt as well. We saw that today, guys, at the glass boat trip during on the Red Sea at Nama Bay, because we stay here here in Sharm el-Sheikh and Savoy Hotel. So it's this we are glad to doing something like that, relax after 10 days sightseeing and religious sites. Yeah,
Absolutely. Is there one more question?
Got one more time for one more question again. And we apologize for being on late. The devil was busy. The enemy did not want us to do this in our room. They wouldn't allow them in our room. Top flight security is tight all the way over here in Egypt.
Yes.
And I saw Mustafa and Muhammad going off on the top flight security in a language that I didn't even understand. And so, but we're here. We had to go find a place in the hotel lobby. What's for
dinner?
dinner? Lamb.
He's hungry. He's
Lamb is dinner. Chicken is dinner, and we're gonna post some pictures of what we had.
And nice
I'm
soup.
an okra
And nice
person.
soup as well.
I mean,
Soups have been
soup every day.
And tea.
Mint tea.
Yes.
And all of those things.
And the hotel we're staying in tonight is fairly developed and Western and
And you remember,
Lots of
guys,
bells and
where
whistles.
we did last dinner in Luxor. Yeah, it's overlooking the Nile River and very nice
Yes, it
restaurant
was.
called
Really
Beit
nice.
War. Yeah, overlooking the Valley of the Kings and the other banks of the Nile.
And we're gonna go to that place.
Yeah.
Now, you talked about Mustafa that Mount Sinai was controlled at one time by Israel. And
That's
there's
right.
been conflict,
Yeah,
and that's why we had to go through so many checkpoints.
from 1967, Sinai, yeah, occupied by Israel and invaded by Israel from 1967 till 1973. Until already Sadat, he did the victory against Israel in 1973, but now we are in peace. Yeah, after Camp David contract,
Yes.
1979. So why already we had relationship between Egypt and Israel, but we had until now lots of checkpoints, yeah, for security something and for like it's kind of routine, because from the Bedouins, yeah, already living at Sinai, we have desert, we have mountains, so why you have to be insecure.
Well, I just want us all to know. Um, this is our first time in Egypt. I've gone to Jerusalem where Maria hasn't, but she's going in November. It has connected the Old Testament as well as parts of the New Testament, and then going to Jerusalem connects the Old Testament, but a whole lot of the New Testament. If you want to see the Bible come alive, you got to make an investment in coming on these trips. If you want
But you have to start, guys, by Egypt because Egypt, yeah, it's
Y'all heard that?
Yeah, Old Testament written here in Egypt and already told about Egypt. No Testament in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have the regular trips started from Egypt first. You have, yeah, that's right.
Next year.
That makes sense.
Next year.
We hope all of you be with us.
We're gonna have 50
Not just
spots.
53 now.
Right. We're gonna have 50 spots. And
They have
are there
more?
any political or religious content question? All right. So we're out of here. We want to thank you for joining us. Share this feed on social media platforms. Uh, Again, we just slipped away to try to take some questions with Mustafa and Muhammad, our Egyptologists, who have been our tour guides for the last 8 days, and they've taken us from Cairo to Aswan to Luxor.
Tomorrow it's gonna be the 10 day,
and
10th,
now
the 10th.
Sharm el Sheikh.
Yeah.
And we've been there.
Cairo as well.
Cairo.
We started in
Started in Cairo. And so we have been tremendously blessed. Our eyes have been opened. Our children are here as well, Trey and Joey, trying to expose them to new things. And you talk about summer camp. This is summer camp, like no other, to actually walk and listen and learn and see.
And experience.
And Trey
and
has
taste.
been and Mustafa has been calling him an Egyptologist because Trey has been studying Egypt history and culture for the mythology
since
for
fourth
the
grade.
so for the last 6 years because he's going to the 10th grade. And so we want to thank you for joining us. Share this feed so others can be blessed again. Please email the church, the Emmanuel Temple at AOL.com if you're interested in going on the trip next year.
But
Your
excuse me,
name.
sir, before you finish.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
How about your feelings about the Egyptian people?
They have been so nice,
Warm,
so warm,
welcoming.
so friendly, so serving.
And can I be completely honest? There has been no racial insults or overtones which we have run into in other places when we travel. We have been welcomed as brother and sister wherever
That's
we've
right.
gone. And Joey White is getting particularly loved on as the youngest. He's actually not the youngest, but the smallest member of our
Honestly, you are my brother and my sister.
They-
Just
Yeah,
They've taken us in homes of our brothers and sisters in a Nubian village.
Yes, in the Bedouin tent.
Yeah,
which
Bedouin
is-
tent today at Sinai as well. We
Tent.
did it, yeah, after lunch. It was another experience than Bedouin
We got to see where the people live. We got to be in their homes.
because you have to feel
Right.
the atmosphere.
That's right. We
Not
feel the
just,
love. We feel the
not
love.
just see the monuments and statues and kings and queens. That's it. But you have to feel how the Egyptian.
And some
Yeah,
of us
they-
even held a crocodile.
Our brothers and sisters and our Nubian brothers and sisters, they
Are very friendly.
they are not only they were very friendly, but they grow crocodiles.
Yes.
That's a part of their culture. They grow crocodiles.
And Joe, he holds the
And Trey,
crocodile.
Trey had to hold the crocodile.
Trey, yeah, as well. Trey, yeah, not
and
Joe.
we just had a
And
great
Morgan
time.
as well. Morgan.
Right, and they were just so we had a great time. I want to thank you again for joining us. I want to thank the tech team for getting on, stealing away from their job, and love. Do we have any AME churches in Egypt? No, but there are Coptic churches, and Coptic church is the oldest church in the oldest Christian church in the world. Um, and then you have Catholic churches, and of course you have
Catholic, or we have
right.
Orthodox, yeah,
Orthodox churches.
Yeah.
So Greek Orthodox churches
Greek Orthodox.
and
Roman Orthodox.
Roman Orthodox churches as well. So we're here. And
Because here we are in Egypt, it is the land of the history. Yeah, we have the civilization starts from Egypt around 10,000 BC, not just from the pharaohs or not from the old king. This 10,000 BC, and we have proof and evidence about that at the Civilization Museum. Yeah, and this was already the culture or the heritage in Egypt started around 10,000 BC before Jesus, not just 2,000 or 3,000 BC. That's why we had until now still we have like mystery, and the mystery of the Egypt still until now it's still hidden.
All right, y'all, we are out of here. I want to thank Muhammad. I want to thank Mustafa. I want to thank Tech Team for taking care of things as they always do. I want to thank you for allowing us in your homes, in your offices, and allowing us to share how we've been tremendously blessed. And we want to invite you to come with us next year for 10 days.
Inshallah. God is willing.
Okay. All right,
God
say it again now.
Inshallah. God willing.
God willing. And then y'all know I'm from the South and the creek don't rise. All right, everybody, have a great day. God bless.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye, dears. Bye-bye.